Alright, welcome to chemistry reaction writing. This is a small sheet, looks like this. And in this sheet we're going to go ahead and write chemical formulas and predict products from the reactions. So the first thing we have to do is write down our reactants. In the first question we have sodium hydroxide and sulfuric acid are reacted. So I'm going to write down sodium hydroxide. So I have sodium hydroxide and sulfuric acid, and they're going to make something. Before I can know what they make, I should see what type of reaction this is. I am looking and seeing that I have two things here, sodium and hydroxide, and here I have two things. I have hydrogen and sulfate. So this is going to be a double replacement reaction. So I'm going to switch my B and my Y. So I'm going to end up with, well, AY and XB. So I have sodium sulfate and H and OH, or H2O. Now, this is in balance. You can balance that on your own. So this is a double replacement reaction. So double replacement. Number two, we have hydrogen gas and oxygen gas react to form dinitrogen pentoxide. So again, I have nitrogen gas and oxygen gas reacting to form dinitrogen pentoxide. Remember, penta means 5, di means 2. Again, I'm not going to balance this for you, but this is a synthesis reaction because I have two things adding up to make one product. Question 3. Copper 2 chloride and aluminum react. So I have copper 2 and chloride. I don't know what copper 2 chloride looks like, but copper 2 has an oxidation number of 2 and chlorine has an oxidation number of 1. So I'm going to crisscross this and I'm going to form copper 2 chloride. And I am mixing this with aluminum metal, and this will yield me aluminum chloride and copper, and it's going to be a 3. So there we are. This is a single replacement. So I have two things here and one of them and another thing which replaces this. So here I have aluminum now replacing the copper. And we actually did this reaction in class first semester. Question 7 is a combustion. I know it's a combustion because I have C3H7OH. There's a hydrocarbon, and I'm burning it in excess oxygen. So I'm going to have the hydrocarbon reacting in oxygen to yield CO2 plus H2O. I won't balance this one for you either, but the reason I know I'm making CO2 is because I have excess oxygen. If I did not have excess oxygen, then I would make CO, which is carbon monoxide, which is the product of a combustion that lacks oxygen. Lastly, number 9, this doesn't fit. So I have calcium carbonate breaks down into the metal oxide and carbon dioxide. So I have calcium carbonate, and it's breaking down. This is a decomposition reaction. It's decomposing into its parts. So I have a metal oxide, so in this case the metal is calcium oxide, and CO2. And there we go. So the key to predicting products is to know the type of reaction you have. And the way you know the type of reaction you have is by looking at the reactants, how many there are. In this case, I have one, and I'm making two products, so that's a decomposition. In this case, I have a hydrocarbon burning keyword, in oxygen, in excess oxygen. That would make me CO2 and water. Always combustion makes CO2 and water, unless it's in limited oxygen. In that case, it makes carbon monoxide and water. Here I have copper 2 chloride, copper 2, that's two things, reacting with one thing. That's going to be a single replacement. A synthesis is when I have two single things forming one product. And lastly, a double replacement has two things that are formed of two things themselves, so AB and XY. This would form AY and XB. So hopefully that is good practice for you.